Hey y'all, welcome back to the party. It is me, your girl, BrittReacts, and today we're going to react to Joe Rogan's take on the Macron Brigitte slap that was really a mush heard around the world. Let's see what he has to say.
The Joe Rogan experience.
I've had a few interesting days just chilling and relaxing and trying to stay off the news, man. And then this morning, someone sent me a video of Macron's wife.
Oh, I saw
fucking
that.
face slapping him. Yeah, that's wild, dude.
My favorite is the look into the camera once he realizes I got caught. Yeah, he's like, oh, and it's like, it's very, you could put like the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song right after that.
Imagine what goes on behind closed doors. If someone's bitch slapping you on a private jet.
We've got to stop the narrative that this was any type of slap, but especially not a backhand and especially not a itch slap. Like, we've got to stop the narrative. We all saw it. I talked about this in my last reaction to this. She took two hands and she mushed him in the face. We know what a slap looks like. She did not backhand him and she did not slap him. Guys, she just took her hands. I'm not condoning it. I just think we should be correct in the way that we are blowing this up. And I just don't understand why anyone thinks this is a slap. The lady or man, as Candace Owens likes to tell us, isn't that her name? That is none of my business, and I really don't care, but it's kind of how I even became aware of who these people were, is by Candace blowing the whistle on a huge allegation. If you don't know about it, type in Candace Owens and Brigitte Macron on my channel and it'll pop up. Anywho, she mushed him. I just want to be clear on that. Keep your hands to yourself, but it was a mush. It was not a slap. It's upsetting me that we're getting this confused.
If someone's bitch slapping
like Joe
you
Rogan
on a private jet, like, what is that?
I do agree. Like,
Yeah,
That's a weird
really
relationship.
going
Well, she was his teacher.
If it was a she.
Oh, they know.
Yeah, there's a whole like,
They know
There's a
the
whole
tea.
like, yeah.
there's a
They
whole
know
like
the
thing,
tea.
Bro, Candace Owens did like 5 hours on it.
Hours.
a
More
little
than
bit crazy.
5.
But yeah, she's the
Hours.
wrong dog to go after you. Like,
Right.
if you're trying to break into a house, that's the wrong guard dog.
Right.
Like, she gets on something, she's like a pit bull.
Yeah,
No, she really
hyperfixates, for
breaks down.
sure.
I had a friend once show me her breakdown of like a Taylor Swift situation because I didn't know Candace talks about like that sort of stuff
Pop
as well. And I was like,
culture.
oh, this is like a really in-depth breakdown of what's going on with Taylor Swift. That's crazy.
Oh, she did the whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing, and I'm eating popcorn. What? Oh, no. But the fucking Brigitte
so
Macron
true.
one is the craziest.
Yeah.
Because I think she's right. Obviously, I don't know. But at the end of the day, the first thing you have to say is, what kind of a 40-year-old dates a 14-year-old?
Right.
That's crazy.
Well, that's the thing.
So again, to be clear, she wasn't 40 and he wasn't 14 when they got together. That's when they met, and then allegedly, or all of this is alleged, so who knows? Allegedly, they got together when he was in his 20s, but they were always in contact about that time, is how I understood it. According to Candace, I want to be clear. According to Candace, I couldn't finish the series. It just was a lot, guys. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Dates a 14-year-old.
Right.
That's crazy.
Shannon Sharp.
Well, that's the thing.
Even if it's a woman and a man. Well, first of all, Kurt
Sean
Metzger
P.
says
Diddy
it's 14.
Combs.
I think the internet says it's 15. But Metzger goes, but it's definitely 14. He was younger than that. Did you
Yeah,
see me
like
get cornered by
14,
him
15?
yesterday? when we
Oh
were
my
eating dinner?
God. Yeah.
Bro, he just hit me with like 7 different conspiracies in a row. And I'm like, guys, I'm getting cornered.
It's so hard to follow him a lot of the time when you're just like, well, okay.
I felt like a woman trapped at like an office party, and the guy who's hitting on them like won't leave them alone. They can't escape.
Have you ever seen that meme of that like girl at the party and the guy's just talking at him? That's kind of what it feels like, yeah.
It's always like, something about flat Earth or something.
But yeah, no, it's. I saw that and I was like, that's crazy that this happened this morning.
Crazy. But the facts of the situation. 40 and let's say 15.
he's
Let's
Yeah.
give them
okay,
the benefit
right.
of the doubt.
Yeah.
15 is I have a
12
15-year-old. They're little kids, essentially. They're like 3
Absolutely,
years
not
away from being an
essentially.
adult.
And
Right.
3 whole
18
years.
isn't an
Well,
adult
you know what's
mentally.
interesting is that like I listen to a lot of true
30
crime,
is
and
barely
they'll
an
say that
adult.
like pedophiles and stuff will put themselves in situations where they can abuse, and I think that's why there's a lot of
Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
The
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon thing. It's like the Jimmy Savile thing in England.
That's crazy.
So crazy. All of it is so spooky, dude, because you know that that's not the only one. There's probably ones going on right now in China. There's one going on in Russia. It's just a thing that's happening all over the world.
When you have like a China or Russia where it's like basically an emperor, they can just run it.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing.
Right. They don't need to blackmail people.
Yeah,
as
they
much.
don't need some American financier. Yeah, at Mar-a-Lago.
Damn. She was a spa attendant. Donald Trump's private Mar-a-Lago club.
Ghislaine
What
Maxwell.
are we talking about? Oh.
It's so, like, how can you not believe in conspiracies?
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's so easy to believe.
Macron's married to a man. A man who bitch slapped him in a private jet.
not.
Oh my God! Really, dude, his whole life he's been abused by that guy.
Face palm in his face. I want to know. I mean, take a fucking test. It's not hard. If I was her, I would say, "Listen, you motherfuckers. Okay, let's take a chromosome test. I am not a man. I'm just a pedophile.
Yeah. What accusation thing hurts her?
Because that's the thing. It's like there isn't just one kind of scandalous accusation, right? There's a couple there. There's the one that you were a teacher attracted to a student. There's one that you were a very legally grown adult attracted to and being with a not so. And the other one is you being trans. There's a lot of and she hasn't come out and direct, according to Candace, again, I have not done any of my own research. I want to be super clear. According to Candace, she has not come out and denied any of it. Instead, they've thrown around cease and desist and, other things to shut people down, but they've not outwardly and forwardly come out and denied these things in a way that you would expect someone to clear up and clear their name with such things attached to their name. I think the age thing, right, they said not 14 but 15. They said they didn't officially get together until he was in his 20s. But just full-blown denying rightfully and outwardly, they have not done that.
Man, I'm just a pedophile.
Yeah. What accusation thing hurts her the most? The man or the pedophile? Well, the pedophile's not an accusation. That just, you are that.
That is fact.
That is exactly who you are.
But what was the law back then? Because some place it had some wacky ass fucking.
I think that's probably why they say 16, because I think in Europe 16 is like.
They say 15.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
because
so
when I read
then
this online, it said
Kurt
16.
Metzger says 14.
Because Metzger says 14.
They're
But
moving
they're
it. They're
friends.
moving them goalposts as we speak.
Yeah. But
That's
I think I think it's like probably like 16 in that area. But either way, if you're a kid's teacher and you're setting that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. He got to a prime minister with that level of just mindfuckery that's happening to him.
Imagine if the roles were reversed and the president was a female and then the husband was a teacher when the president was 15, when she was 15 and he was 40. Imagine.
Crazy.
Imagine that was in the United States. Imagine if it turned out that there's a female that's running for president, and then we start going into the history and find out that she met her husband, who's 80, when she was 15.
Yeah.
And you'd be like,
now we're saying
fucking
80?
Yo. But in 1974, it was legal. Like, fuck you.
He pushed it with 80. I don't want an 80-year-old teacher at all. Get them out of the school. So, yeah, I think that's a good question. Like, what was the law back then, especially in, I guess, France, we would assume, because he's the prime minister of France, or the president of France. Do they have presidents or prime ministers there? I don't know. I think it's prime minister, right? And, wow, you want to talk about losing your train of thought. What was I going to say? It was a good train of thought, guys. Just lost it. It's gone. It just left me. Oh, sorry. What was the law? And also, has it changed? But also, I think culturally in France, I've been to Paris a handful of times. I've not been to other parts of the country, but I have been to Paris. And specifically, so the first time I went, my best friend was living there, and he was renting a room from a Parisian family. And I'll never forget, they invited us to dinner on one of my last nights there with their family downstairs. And their 14-year-old son, they had a 14-year-old son, I think a 19-year-old daughter. Their 14-year-old was smoking cigarettes at the dinner table and pouring and drinking wine. He was pouring it for everyone at the table and drinking wine. And that was the first time I had ever understood that, like, culturally and legally, the drinking age is different in France. It is very much a thing inside the home for children to start drinking at a very early age. And, whatever, he was probably more mature than me at the time. And I think I was there for like my 28th birthday. It was my golden birthday. So I was there for my 28th birthday. The kid probably had a resume longer than mine. Like, he just was so poised and mature. And so, yeah, I wonder if any of that has something to do with the fact that maybe it wasn't a big deal to those who were involved, or maybe even the French people who do have this information, they don't feel bothered by it because they're like, well, we treat our teenagers like adults anyway. I don't know. I just wonder if that is a factor. I never thought about that until Joe said, like, I wonder what the law was, or the age has changed.
But in 1974, it was legal. Like, fuck you. Fuck you, man. That's crazy. We would never, but because it's a guy and an older lady, air quotes, lady, we let it slide. Like, he still gets to go to the meetings and shake everybody's hand. Yeah. You know, he still gets to go to these fucking things where all the world leaders get together. He's hanging out with them like normal.
Wait, what's also funny to me is
I don't think her being, if she is or isn't trans, I'm going to respect, she's female presenting, and this is all speculation as of now. So I'm going to address her as she, because that is the respectful thing to do. I don't think her being trans should stop her from being able to act as the first lady if that is transparently presented to the people that they govern and they're open about it. I think the fact that it's secretive means something. I don't know. But I do think the underage credophile thing should stop this person from being anywhere near a political office. But again, France is a very different place. It's a very different place than the United States of America.
Things where all the world leaders get together. He's hanging out with them like normal.
What's also funny to me is you're probably going to get in more heat for calling her a man than she will for slapping the prime minister.
No, she's catching heat. Yeah. I think, and also Candace, if she's right, and it seems like they're not suing her, so I think she might be right. And they did offer her money. How much money did they offer her? Find out that. How much money did they offer Candace Owens to not tell these stories?
Damn. They offered her. They were like, here.
I believe she's made some sort of an accusation that they offered her a sizable amount of money to not do this.
Jesus.
She did say she reached out to them.
Which is the last person you want to tell anybody that you offered them money to not talk about something, because she ain't taking that money.
Yeah.
She sees the long game.
She's already willing to.
Stories that comes from a meme and then it's not true.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah,
France offered to pay Candace Owens a one-time payment of $4 million plus $50K per month for the rest of her life. And that's just a meme?
Yeah. What's the site?
Come from her.
Neither Owens nor French President Emmanuel Macron have referenced the claim on their respective websites or verified social media accounts, and there is no other evidence to support the claim.
Can we see what the name of the account is? There's
legitimate targets.
Legitimate targets. There's nothing I trust less than a thing called legitimate targets with a blue check mark.
That's why we had to look that one up.
Yeah.
Because you don't know.
Well, it does.
I also think with ageism and classism and all the other isms here in America, their relationship would never fly, even if there was nothing wrong with it. Even if they met when she was 60 and he was 40, it'd never fly, because she literally looks like she could be his mother or even his grandmother, and it would just never fly. This is what I'm saying to you. Like, culturally, France is a different place, because things that wouldn't fly here, like, people would be like, that is so odd. What the heck is that about? Like, no way that's going to be our first lady. Like, that matters in America. And clearly the French people voted this man into office and didn't care about the age difference, didn't care. I don't know how long they've known about the alleged meeting in their ages and so on and so forth. But like the French they put him in office. Isn't that how it works? Don't you vote a prime minister in office? They do not care.
We had to look that one up.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. Like,
Yeah. Well, it does.
But again, this is like more that like probably bot-like behavior.
Oh, for
bot-like
sure.
targeting, disinformation campaigns. You know, throwing fuel on the fire.
Of just getting you to believe, like, oh, wow, okay.
Or
They paid
just,
money?
Like, think about how many, you make that post.
Right.
How many people like me read that, think it's true, ask Jamie to look it up. It starts spreading. People start following your account. How many new people do you get for your how much engagement do you get? All that's valuable. If you can keep doing that a lot and outrage people a lot, there's a bunch of those that come up. You're like, fuck, is this true? And then you have to copy and paste it and put it in Google and search a little.
Right.
I don't think this is true.
And now all someone has to do is take the snippet of you saying it before you, like, let's look that up.
100%.
And then now it's like, it's...
But all she has to do is take a chromosome test.
But it's also like, also if you're a woman, you're not gonna be like, well, fuck you. I'm not gonna prove to you I'm a woman.
I would do it.
I think that's also a valid point. Is like, you know, if I were a biological woman and I knew that to my core, I don't need to prove that to anybody. But I think given her position and given the kind of virality of the accusations, that there is some obligation for her to settle this. And to me, again, I think the trans thing is way less offensive than the other allegations. So why not clear up the one that's the least offensive?
Like, well, fuck you. I'm not gonna prove to you I'm a woman.
I would do it.
But you say that as a man.
Says a man.
That's true.
You say that as a man. Like, I could totally do it if I was a woman and they were accusing me of being a man. I'd also kind of probably be like a little, but a large part of me would be like, fuck you. I don't gotta prove anything to you.
You ever see her sit down? You ever see her sit down?
I haven't seen her sit down.
She sits down like a dude.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, I'm about to
dude
Google
sit down,
this.
legs spread,
I'm
just plop
Googling
down,
this.
all
I'm
dick
Googling
out.
this.
Yeah, a
I'm
lot of
Googling
weight.
this.
Because of the shape of our hips.
Right.
That's like when people talk about man spreading, yes, guys definitely do that. But
I'm
women's
Googling
legs
this, guys.
go inward. Men's hips, the way the angle is different.
Right.
They go outward. Like, watch
Everything that just popped. Oh, are they going to show us the video? Because I'm like, everything that just popped up is about this daggone mush to the face.
this person sit down. There's a video. Right, see that video?
Please show
With
us.
the white shirt on, the second one? Yeah.
Let's see.
Look, watch this. This is it.
No,
I've
we
never
wanna
seen a woman
see it.
sit down like this.
No, we
Go
want
full
to see
screen.
it. Oh.
Is this her when she was a teacher?
Watch this. Watch how she sits down. Bro.
That is very middle-aged man, the way she sits.
Bro. Bro. Watch this again. Watch this person sit down. That's how a dude sits. The way
It's not a feminine way to sit. I will say that, but that does not mean what they are insinuating here. She could be a basketball coach. I see plenty of female basketball coaches sit like that on the bench, literally. And they are married with children and do not identify as anything other than straight women. So I don't know, but I see his point. It is a little, if you're stacking it on top of all of the other evidence. I am side-eyeing not only the sit, but the posture.
That's how a
Like the
dude
moving the feet, yeah.
The way the legs are spread apart. It's like a dude's hips.
What about all the rest of these, though?
What all the rest of ones?
There is
All
like
the rest of these examples of her.
But
Oh,
this
well, that's
also
how
feels a
liberal men
lot
sit.
more casual than
That's what they do. They throw their leg over.
the photos where she's got her
That's what
legs
guys
crossed.
with very small legs.
Let me
That's
see if
so
I can
funny.
find
But
that.
Ari sits like that, actually, because he's got them weird long legs.
Oh, yeah,
but
there
like
it is.
you can
There's the
sit like
video.
that. It's the way you sit down.
it's the initial
It's the
get
plop.
down.
Right,
It's the plop.
right,
It's the plop and then the
right,
legs spread.
Right.
Women don't sit like that. When was the last time you saw a woman sit, plop down with her legs spread like that? They don't sit like that.
They don't.
They
I
just
don't sit
sit
like
down. Their legs
We don't
normally
have
naturally angle
twigs
inward
and
more.
berries.
And they sit like
Yeah, he's right. The position of our hips. He's right. I get it, but I don't know. I'm like looking at
this,
all
and
the
they
other
sit with their legs
photos.
together. Like you might have a similar pose, but you don't plop like that. Like that's a dude pose.
That is, or maybe that's how pedophile women sit. There's also
Maybe a woman who wants to be a man.
Yeah.
Right?
There's also that.
Yeah. Let's find one of those and see
I'm
how they
just
sit.
flipping through.
Any examples?
That's
Yeah, it's odd. The
This
story's
is such
very
a good
odd.
look. It's so chic.
But it's also, it just shows you how fucking weird these people are. You're watching that person smack Macron right in the head and then walk down the stairs with him like, what?
Smack,
what could they have
slap,
possibly
Joe,
been talking about?
Call it
Yeah.
what it is.
Your dick is showing. Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Yeah.
No,
There's
that's
a
like
bulge.
if he was a man, they would fight. There would be a square up.
Well, maybe they will when they get back home. Maybe that's the fun part. Maybe they're like, fucking fuck you, and then they get alone. Get after it.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's so. That is just wild. That is just. Oh, that whole relationship is really wild. That has
Right.
to be one of the more wild politician relationships
Wild.
out there.
If that was the lead of a sitcom, you'd be like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. That's his wife? What is going on? But the fact
sorry.
that
I
it's the
just fell
president
down
of
the
France.
rabbit hole of photos.
What?
Yeah, getting slapped. There's no way you don't go. Well, he's not going.
It's really grinding my gears that everyone is saying this was a slap. Again, I am not saying any physical contact is okay, but like there is a big difference between slapping someone, backhand slapping someone, judo slapping someone, and mushing them in the face. There is. Now, the president came out and said that it was a playful moment. You know, people do play fight, but given his posture, his demeanor, and his face, and there was no smile on his face, it didn't look like it was like, you know, sometimes I'll say to my husband, like, man, shut up, and like push his shoulder or something like that. It didn't give that, but only the people on the plane and right outside the door of the plane can know.
Going,
I'm
he can't
sure
win
they
re-election
signed an
anymore. But
NDA
if
so fast.
that would have hurt his campaign so hard.
Bro, he's fixing to bomb somebody to cover this up. He's going to
Joe is just unhinged. You cannot say
arm
that.
some rebels.
Yeah,
I know,
it's time
free
to fuck
speech,
up
you can say
Algeria
whatever you
some more.
want.
Whatever
Relax,
France
Jack.
says.
Relax,
Now you're
Paul.
talking.
Yeah.
You know, like remember when Clinton, when the Monica Lewinsky scandal came? And
Oh, then they bombed Kosovo.
what the fuck, man? It's so on the nose. They do shit like, oh my god, you guys aren't even trying. You're not even trying to be slick.
No, just like, get the attention off of me.
Conspiracy
Crazy.
theories. All right. I like Joe Rogan. I do. A lot of you don't, but I do. I like his opinion. I like his storytelling. I like the way he can practically break something down. I like the way that often he will allow me to think in a different way. And that's that. So I needed to hear his opinion on it. Because I did react to Lefties Losing It, Rita, and she broke it down a little bit. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Violence is never okay, even if it's a playful mush, not a slap to the face. Anywho, thanks for watching, and go and have the day you deserve. Bye.